Do you think Philippines would benefit if we have like mandatory enlistment?
I guess like living in a period of peace, you kinda get complacent.
All right. You know what, Edmund?
Yeah.
I just discovered this new word.
New word.
Or maybe I've seen it somewhere or hear it somewhere,
Okay.
but it's a word that can actually define what I was doing in the past when we were younger. When we were in high school
Okay.
or maybe in elementary, but I think mostly in high school. And that word is called conscription. I actually heard of this word on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
So conscription meaning it's compulsory enrollment of persons.
Okay.
And you know how I am before?
Yeah.
When there's like a an assignment or a project, I ask people, or actually I forcefully volunteer other people to do it.
Forcefully and volunteer should
Yeah.
it be in the same sentence?
I know.
But yeah, go ahead.
So I didn't know that there's a word for that. Conscription.
Conscription, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think this is mostly used in enlistment.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the thing. That's
Okay, yeah.
so it's usually meant for military and enlistment.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, when I first saw the definition, fuck, this is me. Like this is what I've been doing in the past. I've been volunteering a lot of. Well, I'm not volunteering them. I'm forcefully volunteering them recruiting them to our professor, to our instructors. Actually, the news is it's about Ukraine
Okay.
and in Kiev
yeah.
and I guess other parts of Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've heard about it, that there's this conscription officers that they're actually trying to get a lot of men. In early 2023, if you're a man and your age is between 27 years old to 60 years old, you need to sign up. You need to enlist
Okay. Yeah.
because of the war that's happening there, right?
27 is like pretty high. Like most countries that I've heard that has like mandatory enlistment, they start with
The 18 years old.
18 or 20,
Oh, okay.
like something like that.
But I guess this is their law.
I
But
guess, yeah.
early 2023, they changed it from 27 years old to 25 years old.
Okay.
So now it's
Prime.
a little bit younger.
Yeah. Still in
right?
their prime
Still
though.
in their prime.
But yeah.
And they're adults for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
But there's no exemption.
As is the case with wars.
Yeah.
If your country is in an active war, I guess that would usually be the case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're between 18 to 60 years old, if you're a guy, you can't leave Ukraine. So I guess that's why there's more female Ukrainian refugees here in Canada.
I guess pretty much like when there's a sinking boat, children and women first.
That's right. That's true.
That's who they evacuate first.
Yeah.
And then the guys are left behind to fight for the country
Yeah.
or fix the sinking boat.
I'm questioning myself too. Like, if this happened in North America, what do you think is gonna happen with gender equality? Like, do you think the women are gonna do a protest saying that, oh, we should be fighting the war too, we should be conscripted too? Yeah, what do you think?
I think it's an ongoing debate. There's an ongoing debate about this. If you watch like red pill content, they talk about this where I don't know which side, like if the women are saying they should be exempted or the women are saying they should be enlisted too.
Yeah.
I didn't really like deep dive into it, but it's an ongoing debate.
Because me, I'm curious. Like, are they gonna be pushing forward the gender equality, or they're gonna grab that gender equality and then crumple it and then throw in the garbage? Because
Or-
now
yeah,
there's a lot at stakes.
yeah.
Because going to war, it's no joke.
Yeah, and then we've been pretty lucky to have been living here in North America where it's not mandatory. We've been pretty lucky in the Philippines where we are under the umbrella of the US,
Yeah.
where we didn't really have to enlist even though there's looming threats surrounding our country. We've been pretty lucky to have been living in a period of peace,
That's right. Yeah.
because I guess like living in a period of peace, you kind of get complacent. Like, okay, I'm pussy about it right now. I wouldn't be like, I know myself, I wouldn't be enlisting if it's like voluntary enlisting, because life's too good.
Yeah.
Life's too good. Like, whatever hardship we're dealing with right now, it still won't be up to par with the hardship of being in war. But if we're gonna be talking about nationalism, I would enlist, but I will be putting it out there that my pussiness is overcoming my nationalism.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna put it out there.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna have, like, what needs to be done will be done. If I'm gonna have to, I will have to, I guess.
Yeah, because you can't. Yeah, there's no other way.
But if it's voluntary, I won't.
Yeah.
I will try to like support the troops in whatever way I can, but I won't be voluntarily enlisting.
Because this is what's happening in this article, right? In
Yeah.
Kiev, there's this rock concert, and that's actually smart. Because the conscription officer,
Yeah.
they went there, and of course, like in the rock concert, what's
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't want to be biased or stereotyping the people that goes to rock concert, and I'm thinking there's gonna be
Say
more men than women in a rock concert,
probably,
right? Probably.
probably,
I don't know what the statistics are, but
probably.
and then the age. So they actually got some guys that,
thought
that
you
they
were-
dragged outside of the concert.
I thought you were gonna say like the type of men that will
Oh.
be present
Oh,
in
okay.
a rock concert.
Yeah, compared to a One Direction concert.
Yes, yeah. It's hard to imagine like Russian boy band fans though. It's hard.
I know, yeah.
It's hard. Like when you hear Russian, when you hear
Or like Ukraine,
East-
or like in
Eastern European, tough, hard like the Dimitris,
Yeah.
the Vladimirs, like Stanishlikovs. If you hear those, okay, you'll imagine be
like with vodka, a bottle of vodka.
bottle of vodka. Like, okay, well, stereotyping is fun
Yeah.
in like these kinds of videos, but it's true that if you hear Eastern Europeans, you start hearing the accent in your head, and you start thinking that they are gonna be tough.
Yeah, tough guys.
Yeah, so you'd imagine that those are gonna be the guys that the conscription officers are gonna be pulling out of those events.
Yeah.
So they also raided a wedding and a marketplace from the looks of it.
I think a rock concert is still the best place to get men to enlist. But I think in weddings right now in Ukraine, there's less, because I saw in YouTube a couple that's not complaining, but they're just sharing their story about not having enough guests, but by not having their family and friends, especially men, because they don't want to risk themselves of being caught by conscription officers.
Imagine if this was a Counter-Strike tournament or a Dota tournament in Ukraine.
Look at you stereotyping.
And
You heard Russians, you went straight to Counter-Strike.
and conscription officials just popped in.
Like,
Yeah.
that's another thing. Like, you know Ray, Asian boy Ray? Like, Kaisenat.
I've heard about him.
Yeah. He's been rolling with Kaisenat, like the popular streamer right now. Dendi.
Dandy.
Like, these are people that you've known for some form of entertainment.
Yeah.
And then you start hearing about them being pulled into,
To combat,
To
enlisting
combat.
for military.
like, those people you're gonna have like a parasocial relationship with.
Yeah.
Like, you know of them, you don't know them, they don't know you. But then you're going to hear about them being in war. You're gonna be like worried.
Yeah, worried, right?
Like,
I don't want to lose Dandy in a war.
yeah, I think there's been a tournament match where it had to stop because I think there was an attack
Oh, okay, like
in like near the vicinity of the player. This isn't
a terrorist attack
not a terrorist attack,
or
like
a conscription. Oh, okay, all right.
war.
Okay, the war in Russia and Ukraine. That
Yeah.
time.
This wasn't a LAN. This
Yeah.
was an online tournament to determine who gets to play in the LAN. And I think the game had to stop because like near the vicinity of the player there was some
An
bombings,
attack. Oh,
an
okay.
attack. So
Damn.
which is pretty scary,
Yeah.
especially if you're like watching it live. Like how more if like the people that you follow get enlisted in wars.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are worried right now with BTS, right? Well, I know they're not in an active state
Yeah.
of war, but right now, like on their peak of popularity,
Yeah.
they need to disband and serve their time.
Is it really disbanding?
Well, I'm
Isn't
not
it just
sure.
like hiatus?
Hiatus, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, maybe it's a hiatus.
All of them are gonna be out soon, right? I think most of
No,
them
I
are
think-
out.
Yeah, I think only 3. I'm not sure. I'm not sure who's in who's serving right now
How
in the
does-
military.
How does that work even? Let's say you finish your training,
That's not really like
Or-
I think
Yeah, it's really an enlistment.
your enlistment
Yeah.
in the army. When you're done, you don't have to participate.
You're
if
done.
there's
You're
a
done.
wa- If
You're
there's
done. It's up to you.
war.
you're yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah.
voluntary as
But
far
you
as
have-
I know.
But you have no choice during your enlistment.
That's right.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
those years.
Like once it's your time, I'm not even sure if you can actually volunteer, because me.
I guess you can for for voluntary
Yeah.
purposes. I guess you can. It's just that they have to like cycle the able-bodied men just so they have the right amount of numbers.
Okay.
Because anytime like a war can like break through.
Yeah.
That's why that's the reasoning for mandatory enlistment
Yeah.
as far as I
Because there, I understand. In Korea, when we went to Korea, I understand why you have to enlist, why all male needs to enlist, because they're in an act of active war. Like
Yeah.
like war can break loose anytime.
anytime. I think that's also the reason for I think that's also the reason for CAT
Oh, in Philippines.
and ROTC.
We didn't do any of those. We
Because
just did
it's-
Rover Scouts.
No, we did CAT
No, we didn't.
last 2 years.
That's not
Or
CAT.
third year. We did one. We did 1 year.
CAT? Okay.
And then by the time like our older brothers, it was mandatory. So CAT is
Citizen Army training.
army training where you're like a private militia for the country.
Yeah.
You're not formally you're not formally enlisted, but you have the training. You have like the basic training, so you can follow if ever your country gets, or if ever the Philippines gets into a war. And then the next level is ROTC,
which is Reserve Officers Training Corps.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
which is done during university. But then by the time we got to university, you can either choose between CWSS, NSTP,
NST.
and
yeah.
ROTC. And then both those two are about like community building.
'Cause I did NSTP. How about you?
I did NSTP.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The community building.
Community building. Cause we're pussies.
Well, I did nursing, so I don't have any choice. That's the only thing we have.
No way, you didn't have ROTC?
No.
Okay, I guess.
In Manila Doctors, we only have NSTP.
But if you had like ROTC, would you be doing ROTC? They're gonna be like doing training right right
guns,
below
if
the
it's
sun.
if there's gonna be guns, I would.
I don't think they handle like real live guns.
Is ROTC co-ed?
Yeah, and it's mostly like the formations.
Oh,
Pretty much like
okay.
what we did during Boy Scouts. Like,
That I don't know. To be honest, if
Yeah.
if we get to that, I don't know if I'm gonna pick ROTC or stick to NSTP.
I stuck with NSCP and like the community building courses because I've heard of hazing in
Oh, with ROTC.
So like, yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
Not
Got
me.
pussy. got pussied
pussy.
out.
Yeah.
You know what? Do you think Philippines would benefit if we have like mandatory enlistment?
I don't know. I would rather like cozy up to the States rather than have mandatory enlistment for those who aren't really willing. But the argument is it bolsters our nationalism.
Yeah.
So I agree with that, but if I am like making the calls, I'd just rather cozy up to the States.
Oh, because me personally, if I'm gonna be ruling Philippines, I would probably do it.
Mm.
Because I
Okay.
think us Filipinos, we really lack discipline. And military service, I think it gives you the foundation of being disciplined.
I agree to some extent. It's just I'm more leaning towards free will. You will get better combatants that are willing to lay down their lives for their country
Yeah, true.
instead of having forceful enlistment through mandatory. Because even with ROTC, like there's people who like hated it,
Yeah.
and I mean that's just like what 2 years, one Saturday of your semester. There's still people who hated it. Like I guess they lack orienting like people on what it really
Yeah.
is for. Like the meaning has been lost in translation. But I agree. I agree to some
Yeah.
extent. Be it mandatory, be it voluntary, it bolsters nationalism. But yeah, I'm more leaning to the concept of free will.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I guess in the Philippines, there's actually no urgency.
No
To
urgency
enlist.
because
There's no
of
active war or there's no
us
threat.
cozy. There is, but
Yeah. Like we have
Big Brother
our big brother
is
from
gonna take
the
care of it.
United States. Yeah.
Yep. But then there's people who are arguing against it, which is this has been like historical, where we need to be our own country.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah. If we can't defend ourselves, maybe we shouldn't be a country.
Yep. Again, you got OCP working the ones and twos. You got Edmund here pussying out
You got me 2X wanting to have mandatory enlistment in the
the
Philippines.
conscriptor.
Yeah, conscriptor.
2x the conscriptor. The boa conscriptor.
The book conscriptor.
And
And this is the twice the D.
enlistment.